From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed. Prime Minister Mark Carney's government is now 2 seats short of a majority government after Nunavut MP Laurie Idloud crossed the floor to join the Liberals. Idloud says Arctic sovereignty, the rights and aspirations of Indigenous peoples, and climate change are the reasons she decided to join the Liberals. That makes her the 4th to cross the floor, joining 3 Conservatives who made the same move in recent months. Now the Liberals are 2 seats away from holding a narrow majority government, with 3 by-elections scheduled for next month. The move also leaves the NDP with just 6 seats in the House of Commons. Turning to the war front now, American and Israeli airstrikes continue to pound Iran, who has attacked commercial ships across the Persian Gulf and targeted the Bai International Airport this morning. 2 Iranian drones hit the world's busiest airport for international travel, wounding 4 people, although flights are still running. Iran's Joint Military Command has announced it will start targeting banks and financial institutions in the Middle East. That threat will put Dubai particularly at risk, home to many international financial institutions, as well as Saudi Arabia and the island kingdom of Bahrain. Explosions were also heard in Beirut and in southern Lebanon after Israel said it was hitting targets connected to the Iran-linked militant Hezbollah group. Later today, the UN Security Council is set to vote on a resolution demanding Iran stop attacking its Arab neighbors. Back at home this afternoon, MPs will vote on whether to advance a bill that would close the loophole in Ottawa's weapons export regime. It would allow Washington to send Canadian arms to countries that would otherwise be blocked. NDP MP Jenny Kwan tabled a private member's bill last September following attempts by Washington to purchase Canadian weapons for Israel, despite a Canadian ban on exports of various types of weapons to that country. If it passes today's vote, it will be sent to a committee for study. BC Premier David Eby and U.S. Ambassador Pete Hoekstra got together for a frank discussion this week, talking about the ongoing cross-border softwood lumber dispute and tariffs during a meeting in Victoria.
Eby says the conversation with Hoekstra didn't see them agree on everything, but both expressed hopes for positive outcomes to trade negotiations between Canada and the United States. Hoekstra says he and Eby were still both smiling after constructive discussions on a range of issues during their 45-minute sit-down. John Kennedy, The Canadian Press.
Hoekstra says updates should come from either Donald Trump or Prime Minister Mark Carney, who may talk again this week following discussions on Sunday. The Canadian Cancer Society is calling on all provinces and territories to lower the colorectal cancer screening age to 45, saying early detection will have a higher survival rate. And Environment Canada has forecast significant ice buildup between Ottawa, Gatineau, Montreal, and Quebec City today. It says 20 to 40 millimeters of freezing rain is expected over a potential 24-hour period. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Team Canada can make World Baseball Classic history today when it plays Cuba in San Juan, Puerto Rico in a must-win game for both 2-1 squads. Canada knocked off host Puerto Rico 3-2 in Pool A action last night and could advance to the quarterfinals for the first time with a win. There are only 2 games in the NHL tonight, but one is an important all-Canadian matchup in Ottawa. The Senators, who are winners of 3 in a row, host the Montreal Canadiens, winners of 2 straight, with both teams hotly pursuing a postseason berth. Elsewhere, the Philadelphia Flyers host the Washington Capitals. The front-running Boston Fleet will visit the last-place Seattle Torrent in PWHL action tonight. There are 6 games in the NBA, including one in New Orleans, where the Pelicans host the Toronto Raptors, and FIFA says it anticipates Iran's national team will be allowed to come to the United States, even with war going on between the countries, to compete in the World Cup that begins in about 3 months. From the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed.